by making capital. This guy again. Hello and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man. So, this is kind of an impromptu stream because I'm feeling really ill. Actually, I feel actually very sick. And I was just sitting here watching the Suicide Squad because I wanted to review it. Because I watched it maybe once, 1.5 times maybe, or maybe twice. I think I watched it twice when it first came out. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Suicide Squad, and but everyone else loved it. I mean, I don't think I know anybody else apart from myself who doesn't like it. Maybe there's Danny, the comic guy, who doesn't like it. One other person I've seen on the YouTube platform who doesn't like it. And I tend to think if you're the only one who has a belief and everyone else feels differently, sometimes it's because you're the crazy one. And it's not you can't just fly in the face of like the general consensus. Hey dude, how's it going? So I'm giving this film another chance, right? Now I am 32 minutes 31 seconds into it. And honestly, actually, I enjoyed the beginning on bit, like setup bit, a little bit more. I got a little bit more invested in the Bloodsport character, rewatching the scene with his daughter. I thought for the most part, the opening scene up until they go onto the beach was fine. And then they start on the mission, and that's when as I said, I'm in like 32 minutes 31. I started feeling the cracks in this film, the reasons I didn't enjoy it. So I who knows where it'll go. I've enjoyed the first 15 minutes of this movie so far. The last 10 minutes or the last 15 minutes were a bit like, I'm not liking this anymore. I just think it's silly. So let me see if it improves or goes down the route that I initially thought. And maybe it's just not for me. As I said, one of the things I like about DC is they have so many different varieties of films for different people. And maybe this is just one of the ones that isn't for me. It's not like maybe I'm more the Batman guy. I'm more a Wonder Woman guy. I'm more a Zack Snyder's Justice League guy or a Shazam guy. Maybe that's just me. And this one isn't for me. So I'm trying to give it a go. I never thought it was necessarily a bad movie. I always just thought, it would entertain a lot of people who are into comic book movies. But I did think that the humor is obnoxious and that it's highly overrated. I mean, some people call it the best movie in the DC. From my first viewing, I think that's fanciful. I don't even think it's as good as Shazam as a comedy. I don't even think it works as or functions as a better comedy than Shazam. So again, I'm trying to go into this with an open mind, and I'm watching it. I'm at 32 minutes 31, and I'll continue giving you like the times that I'm at so that you don't get lost, and I can react live, because sometimes it's better for me to criticize things as I'm watching it so I remember everything. But yeah, I am really, really ill, so there might be a point where I just have to quit So they're in the jungle now, and they have come across a camp. Um, the shark is eating some guy. We now know this turns out to be rebels against the state, which they accidentally kill. So uh, Peacemaker and Bloodsport are having this dick measuring contest. I found this scene originally quite distasteful, and it made me not really like these characters very much. I just thought the killing was. It's not. I don't mind hyper violence at all. But I don't think the violence in this is that creative as well. It's not like great action set pieces. It's just bloody, and then he's killing. I don't know, women and just normal people, and with complete disregard. Um, Burning people alive. I guess it's I guess it's fun for some. I just don't. It doesn't really shock me, or I could go much darker if I wanted to. Um, yeah, and then they make this joke about like uh, no one likes to show off unless what they're showing off is dope as fuck. This Peacemaker says this after killing some guy with an exploding bullet, and it's just like I don't know that any of this is particularly funny. Yeah, I'm gonna try and stop a little bit with commentary all the way through so that I can try and enjoy the movie. That I always go into a movie trying to enjoy it. So now they do find out that this is the resistance, that they've just killed all these people who were innocent resistance fighters against the tyrannical government. So mm, and then they make a joke out of it. No consequences, nothing. I guess it's fine. It's a comedy. I get it, but I don't know if I find it that humorous. I don't. Maybe because I've got a dark sense of humor, this doesn't really shock me. It just I just kind of find it a little bit sad that they expect me to like these characters after they've done something so horrific. And then the action itself wasn't even that good. Like the action set piece was average. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna shoot some guy, he's gonna explode, blah blah blah. I mean, we are watching a superhero thing, right? Where's Killer Frost? Like freeze some people, do some, cool action. What can Polka Dot Man do? Can he do anything apart from like just make things explode? Like, can't he get involved? You've got a rat woman, she can't do something interesting with her rat powers. It's like the problem is he's chosen really bad characters to do action scenes with. All you've got is a couple of guys who use guns, and they're the only ones who have the action in a fucking superhero thing that's supposed to have cool powers. It's supposed to look like a comic book. I mean, it's a problem with both Suicide Squad films, to be quite frank. But like, why didn't they could have just used a couple of guys with cool, interesting powers to make the act so that you can make the action set pieces pop a little bit more. So now you're the oh god. Then there's the starfish characters. So it's now the Quarter Maltese military leaders. The new dictator is talking to the thinker about Project Starfish, and you're seeing what happens. Project that starfish is pretty disgusting, but cool. But I like films like The Thing, so I don't mind like having disgusting visuals in a film. Whatever you Mario Kart D-backs are called, that's what she. I mean, Harley Quinn. They could have got some better dialogue, some more humorous dialogue for her. She's getting overbearing, and this movie really accentuates that. Uh, I've never been a big fan of the Harley Quinn character, but the first Suicide Squad, I actually saw something in her that may be more interesting. But so far in this film, she hasn't charmed me that much. And now she's got some princess costume, and she's going to see the president, and it's like I don't really care about any of this. And she's trying to be funny again, and like childish cute, and but oh, she's really violent. I don't care. I'd rather a much more psychotic Harley Quinn, personally. Yeah. And now they're doing some song where they're having a romantic thing with Harley Quinn and the president. Um, I mean, oh God. Oh. Although this has the best action scene with Harley Quinn out of all of the movies I've seen. Like where I'm actually like, oh, I believe she can fight all these people because she's got guns and but that comes later. But like at the moment, yeah, she's just uh I'm not going against the DC universe. I'm trying to like this. I honestly am. It's just I find it hard. I just find all of this like the romance between him and Harley Quinn is just like a waste of time. Uh, there's like a whole like fucking 10 minutes of this shit. Now they're having sex in some violent way. I don't give a fuck. Yo, bro. Thought about rewatching this, but I don't know if I can do it again. I might have to rewatch it sometime. I don't know. What do you think of it, Joker? Like maybe because I think I'm crazy. Like I think this is such a painfully average movie. Nerdman, on a scale of 10 to 10, how masterful is Margot Robbie in this? Not very good at all. I mean, great film. Harley Quinn sucks though. Laughing my ass off. Well, Sean, I have other problems with the movie, but it's not as bad as some. That's for sure. It's not terrible. No, I don't think. I think it's a competent movie. What's his name? James Gunn is a fine director. I think his biggest problem is his humor. I think he needs to get like another guy to rewrite his scripts. Like honestly, like he needs to work with like some actual comedy talent and that from these days like the guys who did super bad or something, they would suit the humor of this and maybe they could improve it because like I don't mind things like the boys or Invincible or I thought those were pretty good shows, and they've got lots of humor like this that's very edgy and dark and maybe a little bit juvenile, but it's kind of funny. This one, I don't know. And then Harley Quinn kills the president, who seemed like he could actually have been quite an interesting villain, but yeah. and then she kills this guy because he wants to kill kid. Like I don't know, man. So yeah, she's killed the president now. So all of that scene really, I don't know what it was worth, or maybe they thought it would make you warm to Harley Quinn because she doesn't like bad people. I don't know. Or she doesn't like people who kill kids, but I don't really care. This movie so far, I'm gonna pause for a second because here's the thing: this movie so far, to me, one of the biggest problems with it is just like it's so um, it's not cynicism. It's like it's so it's got such a there's a word I'm looking for, but like the fact that it goes from these bad guys who are like killing women and innocent people, and they make jokes about it afterwards. That's fine, then do that. But then you've got Harley Quinn trying to be heroic in this situation in her weird, crazy way, like by saying that she's like killing this guy because he kills kids. It's totally all over the place. Like just go one direction, just go really, really dark, and you don't give a fuck at all, and be hyper nihilistic, or try and have some kind of heart in some kind of way. But I don't think it has either. And what it does is I know that they want to add stakes by killing bunch of people in the movie, like people you wouldn't expect. But the fact is, I don't care about any of these people that he's killing because they're all assholes. I want them to die. So it doesn't feel like stakes to me. Stakes to me is when there are characters I genuinely care about and I want to see succeed, and you set that up properly, or bad guys where you're like, they're evil or whatever, but I can kind of see where they're coming from or why they've become evil. So you kind of feel like, oh, there's a tension there that you don't know whether you want them to die or not or whatever. Then I feel the stakes of a movie, and maybe that's just me, that's just my own subjective thing, but I don't feel any stakes in this movie so far because I don't like anybody in the movie. I don't like Peacemaker. I don't like fucking Harley Quinn. I don't like this president guy that she just killed. I don't like Deadshot or whatever the fuck his name. No, not Deadshot. The Idris Elba character. I don't like any of them. So what stakes is there? Um, I'll continue watching. I'm on 49 minutes 06, and it's a slog. This has really been a slog to get through. First 15 minutes, great. After that, it's been a real slog. Again, still open-minded. I'm hoping it will pick up. I'm hoping I'm going to start enjoying this. That's what I was going to say. The film it's a very mean-spirited film. But it's certainly not as bad as like the worst comic book movies of all time or something like that. It's middle of the pack. You know, if you just switch off your brain and just watch it, it's somewhat entertaining. Now they're burning a bunch of birds. They're setting a bunch of birds on fire for no reason. I guess to make you feel like this guy is evil, the general or whatever, who's going to take over the country. Or Colton Maltese, they want you to feel he's evil, but he doesn't do anything in the movie. So why make you feel he's like so unredeemably evil if you're not going to get him to do anything of any significance? Feels like they just killed the birds for no reason. And the fact that they killed the rebels, by the way, added nothing to the story. So they kill these rebels, and it's literally just for a kind of humorous scene and action. So that action scene added nothing to the story. Okay, so now they're doing the origin story of Polka Dot Man. So they stopped to talk about Polka Dot Man and his virus in his body. Oh, and yeah, he sees his mum everywhere. Um, so they're in a hurry to meet a contact, but they just stop to listen to Polka Dot Man's story for some reason. But okay, fine. I guess you needed to say Polka Dot's origin story somewhere. It doesn't seem like that was necessarily the appropriate place. Maybe at the pub would have been when they go to the bar later, it would have been better, but like, fine, whatever. Wasn't that good at an origin story as well. Oh, again, it was just for the gag where he sees his mum in everything. Okay, they're killing people again. Lots of blood. But again, not the most. I don't know. I've seen gore and blood. Like, I swear to God, there are like horror movies that are just terrible horror movies that where they've done gore and blood better than this. Like, the kills are like for an R-rated film, the kills are just like really not that imaginative. Like, so far, anyway, they haven't been super mad. The best one was on the beach. The beach earlier, I thought that the way that played out, that was not imaginative, but like at least or creative, but a little bit more engaging. But ever since, it's just been like, oh, he shoots him, and then you see the blood, and then they shoot another person, you see the blood. Like, if you compare this to say something like Dread, this is really amateur hour in comparison with a movie like Dread and the way it uses you know, the action and the bloodiness and the R rating. Hmm. So they've got Amanda Waller practicing playing golf. It's not really the most fitting thing with Waller's character to keep you seeing her as like a malevolent force of evil. Oh, there's the neckbeard incel guy that they're talking to now. That Amanda Waller's talking to. So they're off to this bar. The Suicide Squad are off to this bar at the moment. And we're going to take this moment to tell another artificial story, I think. We're going to get Ratcatcher's origin now. Yeah, she just starts telling the story about her father, who happens to be Taika Waititi taking drugs. And she's a terrible actress. She's trying to do this scene of how she's been tragically impacted by her father's overdose and she can't even do a crying scene properly. Honestly, I might switch this movie off. Fuck me. And then randomly Bloodsport says she reminds me of the of she reminds him of her daughter. It's random. Yeah. Fuck me, man. Maybe it's just one I don't get, you know? Might just be a film I don't get. I like this format, Nerd Man. I miss when you just break stuff down by yourself. Yeah. I thought about rewatch. Oh, okay, so yeah, Sean, I have other problems with the movie, but it's blah 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 blah. Margot Robbie is good with the role of Harley as Tara Strong is with the role of Harley. And if you know my opinion on Tara Strong, you know that's not good. Wow. Okay. Cynicism and constant weird tone fluctuation, but you just described the Suicide Squad comics. Fair enough. Harley Quinn's story is the weakest part of the movie, hands down. It's the only part that feels forced. She's always felt forced in all three of the movies. Stop, man. Bloodsport is better than every character in Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's an opinion. I don't agree. The only character in all three of the movies that I ever liked was Black Mask in Birds of Prey, and I hated the film Birds of Prey, but I loved that character. Not random at all. She was a young woman, and random people remind people of their family members all the time. Young, innocent girl. It doesn't need to be explained. Not random at all. She's a young woman, and random people remind people of their family members all the time. Young, innocent girl. It doesn't need to be explained. It's more the manner in which they do it in these films. It's like, I'm gonna pause the film a second, and I'm gonna just send. No, I don't think it was the worst scene in the world, but like, one, I don't think she's a very strong actress at all. I think she's actually quite a weak actress. She tried to do some like tearing up or something like that, and it didn't. It was, ooh, oh fuck! I put it in the community chat. I didn't mean to put it in the community chat. Shit. Yeah. The second thing about that scene is there's a couple of scenes like that where it's just random moment where like, oh, we're all gonna tell each other our story, but it didn't really set up like at any point like why any of them would even care about each other's story. I guess it's just like, oh, you're going around with people and you have some random conversations, but it just feels extra random for some reason to me. Um, so that's my issue with the scene. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen at all. None of this is like terrible. I don't see this as a terrible movie. It's just I don't understand why people think it's like one of the best or even the best in the DC universe. So now they're in the bar, and Polka Dot Man is dancing with different people who he all sees as his mother, and King Shark is waiting outside. This feels like a more appropriate time for them to start telling each other's story. Like, I would have believed it more if they started talking about their stories here rather than when they were on their way to do a mission and they only had a limited time to get there. Like, you're drinking, you start talking about your father and his overdose. It makes more sense. But yeah, hey, that's just me. It's not a cardinal sin of the movie. Man, I wish I could go to this country. Looks like it'll be live. By the way, Pickle, I forgot what you'd give this movie out of 10. I'm kind of curious. My personal rating so far is like a 6 out of 10. But if I was to be evaluating it from the point of view of will people who like superhero movies like this film, maybe I'd give it a 7. So that's my you know, because I don't think people are as sensitive to this kind of comedy as I am. I just find this a lot of the comedy falls flat in this movie for me. And the emotional beats are like a little bit too try hard. I don't think they're as organic. Like the emotional beats in Shazam are much more organic. You don't feel like anyone's ever just randomly having a conversation about something that's deeply personal to them, just so that you'll feel something for the character. It's all very organically done. Any kind of emotional conversation any of the characters have in a film like Shazam. Why did none of the Suicide Squad have any cool powers? Like, I don't understand why they do a Suicide Squad film where none of them have any interesting powers. Same problem I have with the X-Men. It's like all these people, there's like 3 guys on here who just shoot people. Super boring. I don't know. Like, and all the action scenes are centered around the guys with the least interesting powers who just shoot people. Anyway, hey K Dots man, what are you saying?
Well, I'm getting ready for work. I heard some MCU fans was harassing you in the comments. Came here to, I think we should ban them all from the chat. These MCU fans.
I do think we should ban them all. Agreed. She's just a level above Gal Gadot. LOL. I don't think she's even on the same level as Gal Gadot, and Gal Gadot ain't great, but like Gal Gadot is better at being Wonder Woman than she is being at Ratcatcher.
That Ratcatcher was tight, bro. She's a sweet movie, man. Yeah, I don't understand the Ratcatcher slander.
I'm not slandering her. I don't think I think in that emotional scene, she couldn't do it, basically. I think in the rest of the scenes where she's just being a normal, and she doesn't have to emote like too much, I think she's fine. She can be a sweet girl, probably because that's her. That's probably how she is in real life, just like a sweet, nice girl. But when she actually it demanded of her like an acting performance, she just wasn't. It wasn't believable.
She did her job. I found it believable, especially the part of the movie where she is talking with King Shark and she generally asks him like what's wrong, all that stuff, and her by the tree.
Oh, I believe that bit. I didn't say anything about that bit.
She didn't do nothing grand or impressive, but she did what she needed to do.
Yeah, I honestly didn't say a thing about that bit. It was only when she was in the car and she was trying to say about her dad and how he supposedly loved her and her relationship with her dad. I didn't find that very believable. And maybe it was because the scene itself was inauthentic. I didn't believe at that point in their journey they would have talked about that. It seemed like a very random point at which for her to admit something like that to him.
Well, it
wasn't very organic.
Well, it wasn't until Bloodsport mentioned something about her father, which she got offended by.
So
Because he mentioned his. I think she mentioned he. I remember he mentioned his daughter something, and then she mentioned her father because he was questioning, like, like, why is she raised?
he said she has father issues.
Yeah, that which she got
Yeah,
offended by, and then
yeah,
she talked about what really went down with her and her father.
yeah. So he says, I believe I gave the film 8 out of 10 objectively. It might be closer to a 7, but subjectively it's close to an 8.5 for how much I enjoyed it. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I'm glad of anyone enjoying DC content that much. I wish people who say they enjoyed it had have gone out to the cinemas and watched it. Nerdman, almost 100 people have liked my reply to your tweet earlier about Suicide Squad 2016. LOL. Nerdman, your DC echo chamber is getting out of hand. Do you want to do the watch along with me, or do you? Because I'm just watching it
I'll
and
be heading
like,
to work in a little bit. I won't have time to watch the movie. I'll chill and chat.
yeah, all right. I mean, um, I'm I'm at 105.25, but like, is there anything you wanted to say about Suicide Squad? Defend it a little bit. I don't know if you've been listening to what I said. When was the last time you watched it?
Last year. Well, I watched it 3 times so far. It was last year. Last time I watched it.
This is my 3rd time. I was really enjoying the beginning though. Like the first 15 minutes, I was really digging it, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong about this. And then I don't know, after that, after it gets into the second team, where you find out like what Amanda Waller sent a second team, that's where it kind of loses some steam for me. And then I also enjoyed the interaction more between Bloodsport and his daughter. I thought that hit much harder this time, and I enjoyed that. Hey man, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just got off a stream.
Oh really? What stream were you on?
I was on Eddie's stream talking about Morbius.
Okay. So I've been watching the Suicide Squad.
Oh, the Suicide Squad's pretty good.
Yeah. You think it's good?
Yeah, I like the movie. I just don't agree that people say it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I don't get that. I really don't get like the whole. I don't even think it's better than Shazam. Wow, I see. I asked. hello, man. How's it going?
Well, I mean, Shazam is better in my opinion, but
What's up, Sean?
Yeah,
I like
Shazam is
Shazam.
better.
Like I feel like people don't give that movie a lot of credit.
Yeah. I think Shazam is easily the best comedy in the DCU.
Yeah, like if you think about it, like it's a kid, it's a kid that has superpowers in an adult body, so it's like it makes sense. It's like kind of humory with that aspect.
By the way, I didn't mean to put the thing in the community chat. I meant to put it in KDots. But I'm glad you're here. I'm actually glad you're here, because it means we can actually talk about something that KDot sent me earlier. So you said that there's some extra stuff on the leaked plot of Flash.
Yeah, right? I sent them both. It's the second one. Supposedly, it explains what the new universes will look like after Flash.
So we might as well talk a little bit about that before I go back into watching the film. Since you guys are here. Hey, did you enjoy your talk about JFK? Did you resolve things? Have you figured out who killed JFK yet? Was it Kevin Feige? Cole? Oh, sorry. Sean?
Oh, no, sorry, I wasn't looking at anything. Sorry, what were you saying?
I said, did you enjoy your conversation about JFK and did you figure out who killed him? My theory is it's Kevin Feige.
Kevin
Oh,
Feige.
yes. Okay, so yeah, my theory, honestly, is that I would have to agree with you. It's Kevin Feige, and the reason why is because at that time he was uniting everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Mm-hmm.
would have brought all of the DC fans to his side. And see, DC fans, they actually have tastes and their own opinions. They aren't just mindless sheep. So they would have honestly would have been honest and criticized all the flaws with his MCU trash. So he did that, so then that wouldn't have happened, and he has all the DC fans divided in their own section, sort of like the Jews during the Holocaust. So yeah, I believe he did kill JFK.
Yeah, preach. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so is this the one clearing up the confusion over Flash's timeline based on recent leaks? Is that the one you're talking about? K-Dots? Okay, he's getting ready for
I
work.
think I have a heart attack.
I'm guessing is like read DCEU 2. I think that's the one.
Oh gosh, here we go. Superboy. So is it DCU 2? Is that what you're saying? Ah, okay, it's the 3 DCEUs. Okay, so it goes. So how are you doing, Superboy?
I'm doing great. Yeah.
Why are you saying it like that?
What?
Doing great.
You know what I'm saying? You're just saying it like as if I'm gonna like. I'm cool with you, man. What you're saying it as if you're suspicious I'm gonna try and set you up or some shit.
No.
All right. Hey, Ashley. I could send you a link, by the way, Ashley, since this has turned into a different type of stream. All right, so the Flash is test screen, and as is unsurprising with a movie that involves time travel and the multiverse, there are predictably a ton of people confused as to what any of what has screened means. And some are left wondering about, as the old story goes, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow? I am not an insider, but I've been looking around for information in certain places to try to get a clear picture of what's going on. And I'm presenting what I understand in terms of an outline. To my understanding, there are 3 main universes timelines in the film, all of which still exist independently by the end of the film. I'll note that there is still a lot that we don't know, but spoilers follow. Okay, that's interesting. So what does he mean he knows, like, he's been trying to gather information? Is this the same guy who did the first Flash leak?
I have no clue.
Because is this just a random guy on Reddit? That's why I'm wondering.
It could be a random guy on Reddit. It could be not. We don't know.
Okay, DCEU 1. This is the one we've watched in the past decade, currently set in 2023. A decade after the events of Man of Steel, DCU Superman and Batman exists in this timeline and are active as superheroes. The Supergirl of this universe is presumably dead, much like Robin. Zack Snyder's Justice League is the canonical version of Justice League in this timeline. At least 2 significant nods to that version of the movie feature here. The first is that Iris West recognizes Barry Allen as the mysterious man who saved her life from a car accident. And the second is that Batman mentions that Flash utilized time travel to save the Justice League. The Flash goes back in time to investigate the cause of his mother's death, but is unable to prevent her demise no matter what he tries. Reverse Flash cameos at some point during this sequence over her dead body, confirming that he is the killer. He's her killer. The actor playing him is not identified, but he has glowing red eyes. He smiles creepily at Flash and then he charges to attack him before the Flash narrowly escapes. Eobard Thawne is name dropped late into the film, a plot thread that will likely be explored in follow-ups. See, again, I love that. That's what I wanted to make sure happens. So that's cool. But again, who is this guy? Do I believe him? Do I not? But that would be fantastic if that happens. At both things, if Zack Snyder's Justice League is there and it's the canon thing, because it's much better than the trash Justice League, and this other thing. At some point in Act 1, the Flash is knocked out of this universe by another speedster while he uses the Speed Force to time travel, and this is how he enters DCEU 2. The Flash is apparently treated as native to DCEU. What?
3.
How does that make sense? At the end of the movie, despite coming from DCEU 1, the post-credit scene with Batman contacting the Flash establishes that DCEU 1 still exists and is currently flashless as far as we can tell. Aha, okay, I get it now. DCEU 2, this universe is a version. Does anyone have anything to say about that?
No, it makes sense.
Okay. This universe is a version of the Burtonverse, but one that has lots of DCEU elements after the events of the 2 canonical Batman movies. Basically, imagine if the Burtonverse continued all the way to 2013 through 2013, and some other superheroes existed in the timeline. Aside from the main Batsuit, this Batman also has a set of powered armor that looks like the one that's seen in the Kingdom Come comic book. DCEU 1 Flash initially loses his powers and has to team up with DCEU 2 Flash in order to get them back, which they enlist Batman's help for. Batman electrocutes DCEU 1 Flash in a Frankenstein-like way, but similar to what happens in Flashpoint, and he gets his powers back. They then go out to find Superman for further assistance, but ultimately they find Supergirl instead in a government facility. Wow, okay. The movie is set around the time of Zod's invasion in Man of Steel, but it's later revealed that Zod and Faora killed the Superman of this universe as an infant. Okay, Supergirl somehow carries the Kryptonian Codex with her instead of her late cousin, which is why Zod targets her. Zod is the main villain of Act 2 of the movie. As far as I can tell, only the Flash, Batman, and Supergirl exist as superheroes in this timeline. Wonder Woman explicitly does not exist because the Flash, seeing an image of her on a truck, when he gets to DCU 3 is used as a sign that makes him think he's back home at the end of the film, although we soon learn he's not in DCU 1. Things get really bad, so both universes Flash's repeated use of time travel to try and fix things and ultimately fail. During this set of events, an alternative version of DCU 2 Flash appears and becomes Future Flash, who ends up being the main antagonist of the film. Future Flash is apparently the one that knocked the Flash out of his initial timeline earlier in the film in an attempt to kill him, since he blames DCU 1 Flash for what's happened. The clash between Future Flash and the DCU 1 and DCU 2 Flashes makes up a big part of the conflict in Act 3. After the conflict is resolved, DCU 3 appears. By the end of the film, DCU 2 does not matter to the greater multiversal story, while DCU 1 still exists. Okay, so DCEU 3. The new DCU, which appears to be set in 2023 and closely resembles the DCU one, the Flash initially thinks that this is DCEU 1 when he arrives and learns that, thanks to Bruce Wayne, new evidence has exonerated his father for the crime of his mother's murder. However, when he goes to the court where the trial is being held, he finds DCEU 2 Batman and Supergirl are in the universe, and that they apparently remember him. Zod and Fayara are somehow still alive, apparently, which means no Doomsday Zod, which means that the events of Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Zack Snyder's Justice League do not happen in this timeline. It's not clear if events similar to Man of Steel happened in this timeline, but the fact that the world is in a decent state compared to the future DCU2 indicates to the contrary. Superman's fate in this universe is unclear and is only discussed in the mid-credit scene, but it does not seem like his appearance in this universe is off the table. One description that's out there has the Flash asking Aquaman about Superman, who he does not recognize by name. Another description, apparently from the same source who provided the first description, states that Supergirl is planning to search for the whereabouts of her cousin in this new universe. The door appears to be open for some version of Superman to appear in the universe, but he is either not an active superhero or he is, then he's been missing for quite some time. This is just me speculating, okay? So I don't care. Should I read it?
Sure.
Fuck it. But it doesn't appear that there is a Justice League in this universe. All these superheroes apparently exist individually, aside from maybe an alliance between the Flash, Batman, and Supergirl. Setting up the Justice League team seems to be a likely course of action for this particular storyline and will likely be done in subsequent movies. This will be the main DCU the time being. To my understanding, all of this is a soft reboot that will set the stage for a bigger reboot down the road following the Crisis movie, whenever that happens. It seems like DC want to streamline a lot of their content into one setting in the long run. Judging by set and prop leaks tied to Batgirl, Penguin, and Robin, Nightwing are alive. Lois Lane is writing for the Daily Planet. Vicky Vale is apparently retired or close to retiring. The Court of Owls exists and are known to tabloids, and Lex Luthor apparently went to prison for bombing the United States Capitol like Batman v Superman, but is being transferred from Arkham Asylum to Bel Rev instead of escaping and hiring Deathstroke. There are other universes that will appear that they're not as important to the story and are largely just to establish the presence of the multiverse. Lots of cool cameos there from the sound of things. While there are still a lot of things that we don't know about, the movie seems to be very respectful for what has come before, despite being a strange new spin on the material, including Zack Snyder stuff. And a giant chunk of the plot is basically a what if version of Man of Steel. I'll also note that this is all from the test screening, and it's possible that stuff is left out. It's known, for instance, that Zachary Levi apparently filmed the scene with Shazam in the movie, but he isn't in the cut that was screened. There's been talk that Henry Cavill filmed stuff in the movie, presumably for the stuff before the multiverse shenanigans, given how this story goes. But the only footage of him in the cut that was screened is archival material that appears on a TV screen in DCU 1. There you go. Any thoughts?
It pretty explains a lot.
Yeah.
So it's fairly simple. Like it sounds awesome. Like
Oh my God, Keaton.
I don't see like any issue with it. Like if he's going against like Future Flash and like and the timeline and everything like that. So like
Yeah.
it It sounds awesome. I don't understand why people don't think it's trash. It's not. Like the story sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. I love that. It don't look
No, I
bad.
don't think it sounds bad actually. Yeah, it sounds like it could be quite a cool movie and like set up for like some exciting future possibilities.
And
While
what you read,
also,
it sounds like they're rebuilding the Justice League and starting like I guess from scratch. So like, um, you have like Superman will probably be, you have like from this new timeline, you eventually have the just the Justice League actually form again, um, and they'll build it the way that feels more natural from solo movies and building up to like a Justice League and stuff
a
like that
crisis. I
before
think they
Crisis
need to do.
happens.
I think they need to, if they're going this direction. I think they need to do a Supergirl, Superman, Brainiac movie. That's the
They
best
are
way to do it.
there is a Supergirl movie that's in development, so they'll
Yeah, but
probably
I
do
want
Superman
that
has to
still
be in
too.
that shit
what?
because
Oh,
I don't want Supergirl facing Brainiac if Superman isn't in it.
yeah,
Because that's
you need
that you
Superman.
can't have Brainiac for the first time and not have Superman in it. Like they should be partners on that
It'll
shit.
probably be like a team up movie where you have Superman and Supergirl versus Brainiac.
Yeah, well, I hope so because you can't like to have Brainiac feature as a
And I
villain
know
and not have
I think that
a
goes
proper.
in production 2023, same as the Green Lantern Corps movie that goes in production 2023.
Well, it depends how successful I think these movies are. If Flash and Shazam and Black Adam aren't successful, I think they're just going to stick to making Batman movies. Honestly,
Yeah, I don't know
'Cause,
why. Because there are other characters that's good, like
well,
the
none of
Batman.
you go out and support. You don't go out to Shazam came out as a dope movie. None of you went out to support it.
What are you talking
I
about?
did support it.
Wonder
I
Woman
saw
Hundred
the
and
percent.
movies.
Aquaman.
I saw
No,
those
I'm not talking
movies.
about you. I'm not saying talking about you specifically, but I'm just saying people.
All people.
Yeah.
I go see all DC movies, like no matter what.
Yeah, me too. Anybody else? Any thoughts on this leaks?
Uh, just the way the leaks sound, it sound epic. But the
Sounds like
point is, why you making the first Flash movie a multiverse movie? You could wait for the third one, like like the third film. Why you had to do
Yeah.
it the first film?
Do you think they can still do the Aquaman, the Atlanteans versus the Themyscirans in like a third movie? Like they could do
no.
this as the first or
I
and
think
set
that's
that
just
up.
out of the question. Like
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, like this is like the Flashpoint, whatever Flashpoint slash multiverse movie. This is gonna be like the only chance you'll see the fight. I don't think you'll see it down the road.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but why they doing it though? Why the first film of the Flash? They could just wait till the third movie. Like they could just build that up. Why the
Because
first
it's
one?
DC, that's why.
I don't have
I
a
can't
problem
blame
with
Warner
it.
Brothers.
I don't
But
have
I
a
mean,
pro-
hmm
I don't have a problem with it being like the first movie. That's fine because like it's like you're like restarting a new universe and timelines.
Yeah, but
I think
why don't you just restart it as a whole, like recast them and then like build it up? I don't get why they
Yes,
still need to carry this dead weight. Like you can keep the Wonder Woman and Aquaman, Shazam, and other films a part of it. Just say that the other ones aren't canon. That's all.
What
yeah,
what actors specifically?
Well, just if you're not gonna have Henry Cavill back, then Henry Cavill. Just mainly just Zack Snyder's films because those are the three people that aren't going to be a part of this really. So, and then Ray Fisher. So just recast them and make those films again, and just pretend like the
nothing never
Aquaman
happened.
and stuff like
Yeah,
were the first phase, and it doesn't matter if like Henry Cavill and stuff like showed up in like a couple of those films, because I mean it was the same deal with the MCU before they got their shit together. And then yeah, then just do those films again, and then build up the Flashverse or whatever, and all the others. Like I don't
I can see
understand.
that. If I had to be
Mhm.
honest, though, probably, if I have to be honest, I don't know if this is gonna happen, but it feels like it probably will happen. They'll probably recast Henry Cavill anyway.
Mm.
They should. He's a
But
Superman.
yeah, I'm
Widow,
very excited.
what's up with you?
Hey, I want. Well,
Cinema
I wanted to show you something. I'm in the middle since I can't stay long, but I had something that I really wanted to show you. I know you made your video earlier, and I wanted to show you something that someone sent me, and
Oh, wow.
and they wanted me to see it, and they really also thought it would be great if you saw it.
So
And so I
you want to
had that
spread
for
your
you.
MCU propaganda on my show? Is that what you're
Well,
trying to
it's a
do?
beautiful moment. It's a beautiful video. It's you love music. You're a man of art, of talent.
Oh
And I
gosh,
want you
here
to
we go.
hear it, see
All right,
it, give
here
me
we
your
go.
thoughts. This is from the artist's name is I'll tell you the name of the artist afterwards in his
Oh
whole
my
thing.
god.
His all right after we watch it. Because I just know that everybody's gonna be so excited to see this, right? You ready? Tell me, you ready, guys?
Oh, here we go. Already. Here we go.
Let's go! Yeah! I pull up a bag, you know we gon' bang. Nigga, get over my dick. I run through the block with a chopper. Marvel gang, get me out of. Y'all niggas is whack to me. Niggas get smacked for free. How about? Pop out. It's a catastrophe. Yeah, look at you. No. Look at me. Yeah.
He's not bald,
Niggas
bro.
are down to get busy. Spider Bang got the glitzy.
And his name is Spider Cuz, right? The name of
Uh-huh.
this artist, his name is Spider Cuz, and he hates Batman.
Batman's
Batman.
fine.
He hates Batman, and yeah, he hates the Batman, and he hates Batman
Why?
because he's Spider Cuz.
Who is he? Is he like a mystery
He's
man
a
or
rapper.
something?
He's a rapper. He's a rapper, obviously. But that's in his rap name is Spider Cuz. That's his
What's
name.
his secret identity?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But that's Spider Cuz, ladies and gentlemen. So I thought
I
that you'd
see.
like that.
So
You
you
like
checked
it?
out my genuine. No, I liked it. He's got bars, man. I didn't hear what you said really, but
Yeah, he's
me
like
neither.
marbles on top. I'm killing him. But I'll send it to you since you really didn't get to take it
but
in. I'll
DC's
send
on
it to
top
you.
now. Haven't you seen? You ain't heard the news?
No, not really.
No, I haven't. Where's that $1 billion at?
Yeah.
Don't worry,
But
it's
like, I
coming.
do want to say, this Flash film, however, like beyond like talking mess and talking junk,
Mhm.
like the leaks to me, they sound interesting. I'm just
Yeah.
concerned for like what does that do for this character moving forward if things aren't worked out, in other ways. And I hope it does.
You
I'm
mean Ezra
excited to
Miller
see it.
as an
Yeah,
actor?
I wasn't. I wasn't really trying to, because I know you
Are
were
you talking
kind of
about like the
focused
actor
on.
itself?
Yeah, I didn't want to like get into that part of it because
Uh,
I don't want to
No, you
derail the
can.
stream.
This is
Um,
what I think will probably happen. If it gets to that kind of situation, they always could do like, even if you have all the scenes filmed at the end of the movie, you could just show different actor that's as the Flash. So basically, he reboots the universe and reboots himself also.
I mean, they would have to like find an actor, cast them, do that reshoot, make it fit into this. Yeah, they would have to do that. But I mean, maybe he can, get some help. I know that, he,
Mm.
and maybe something can be worked out. But I think that, and I think it's a good thing that the film's so far away with that. Maybe if there's enough time by the time it comes out, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I've been annoyed recently about there's been like threads on Twitter, comparing Will Smith to Ezra Miller, right?
They're
I'm like,
absolute.
well,
I compare them. I
well,
compare them.
but
Ezra
but
choked a woman and pushed her to the ground. That happened.
calm
That
down.
happened.
I was gonna say something. Calm down. I know. But I was saying, like, obviously Ezra Miller did that, but he didn't do it at the Oscars, right? So it's
Oh
like
yeah, it's different. It's
it
so
was a
different.
very
Yeah.
public kind of event. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, okay, so Will Smith has been taken out of the Academy. Fair enough. Like, or he's resigned from the Academy. Fair enough. That's good punishment. But now they're saying they're delaying his films,
Yeah,
or
they
like
are.
they're scrapping his films. What the fuck is that about?
I don't
The
agree
Netflix,
with it.
I
Calm
do want to
down.
say the Netflix film did already lose a director,
Mhm.
and they were like what the week before everything that happened at the Oscars that happened, they lost. They were in need of a new director, and now instead of going out and like finding that director, they're putting it on.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
putting
I
it on
don't
hold.
agree
Like,
with it,
now,
but
what
I
I'm saying
understand why
is,
they're
if
doing
they're
it during
doing
Man.
that to Will Smith, then they need to
Yeah,
do
I mean,
that to a
I
lot
think
of
he
people
did.
in Hollywood.
I think that. I mean,
Like,
but
if
when you
that
think
if
about the
that's the
time when the movie would be
go on.
released and everything, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. That by the time the film would be released, it'd be removed far enough from it. But I think that they're thinking, oh well, we can't work with him at all right now
I mean, this is the
until
first time
and the
he's done
SAG
anything
card
like
and
this.
the SAG card thing, like the SAG opened up their own investigation. I don't think they're going to take his SAG card, but that is a possibility. Like if they take his SAG card, because he did, I mean, in his situation with SAG, it might be different because he assaulted another SAG member. So that
Right.
might be a whole other thing. And if he loses his SAG card, he can't work anyway. So maybe it's really about both of those things combined, that they're waiting to see what happens because they're unionized, and if he loses his SAG card, he can't work on a lot of these sets and things like that.
Right, I see. But I mean, look, in the end of the day, he tapped the guy in the face. I know it's technically assault, but he didn't like go up to injure
It's
the
not
guy.
like he punched him in the face.
It's not
Right?
like, but
Like,
he okay he
and I'm
hit a
saying he
man.
did it at the Oscars, so I get it's elevated above like people who've even done worse things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but they didn't do it in such a public forum. But in the end of the day, like, it's his first time offense. This isn't like something like a serial thing that he does all the time. And
I know, but
fucking,
Do you think they'll take away his Oscar?
no, they're not going to do that.
No,
I don't think
but-
they're going to. No, they're not going to do that, and I don't think they should do that.
In my opinion, they should have just banned him from the show and possibly take away his Oscar, like
Yeah.
I don't think
just as a possibility, and then that's it. But with the delaying his films or like cutting him, I mean, I don't think they're. I think it's just more for like this, both for their sake, to take heat off, and then after like 3 to 6 months, they'll redo it again.
Yeah,
Sure.
I agree. And
if he
then
keeps
the
his
only,
nose clean, well,
but like I know that everybody's like Will is the focus, like, and a lot of people feel bad for Will, but I feel bad for Chris Rock. I really feel bad for him, especially
why?
when you think
He's
about
making money off this.
when you all, because like his reaction to it, he composed himself, and then you could see there's a moment where he was frazzled, and also thinking about like when you have like specific things where you were bullied severely as he was, and that's how he got into comedy and like dealing with things that he was beat up, bullied, sexually assaulted as a form of bullying, and all the things that he went through. It's
He was
like,
sexually assaulted.
yeah, like all this stuff.
Really?
It's really sad. And you have to think about the other person on the other end, because he tried to let it go. And then when Will came back and him was saying those things, you literally see him get scared a bit. And that, to me, that's and then after all of that, Will Smith doesn't then go on stage and say he's sorry to this man on national TV that he just slapped. I know it's 5 minutes later, but you should know what you just did to this man was wrong. And then you invoke the Williams family and bring them into it, which is bad taste. And I feel like that whole speech was just like an apology to the
It's
Academy, like
self-serving.
making sure cleaning his own hands. So maybe they'll let him come back, and then at the end of the night, he's partying and dancing to his music.
I feel like
Look,
both
I
of them.
mean, look, I'm not. Yeah, go on.
I feel like both of them were in the wrong. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't right for Will Smith to assault someone and slap
Killing
someone in
DC
the
is
face.
bad.
That wasn't like he could have done it in a different manner. Maybe like I don't know, like
Just not
pulled
laugh
him
at the
aside
joke.
and told him that wasn't appropriate to say, and he didn't appreciate it. He could have did that instead. And also, like, I don't think it's cool to it's not cool to make fun of people's illnesses.
Hey,
Like,
Raya.
that's not.
I don't think he knew that. At first, I thought he might have, but I believe now that he didn't. Hey, Raya. Yeah, I don't think he did.
Can I say
But I
something?
have to.
yeah, go for it. Caleb.
So I step away, and you allow this MCU shield in the bottom left corner to come here and take my
What?
spotlight.
Me? What?
I see you trying to replace him with Ashley Nerman. I see it.
No, he can't replace his son, his daddy and son.
No,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
I'm not. No.
Y'all, I told y'all to start this show. You know, I'm waiting for it. You know, especially when I'm at work.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I can
replace
listen to
you
this
with,
show.
Coming in my DC
with
stream,
Ashley.
trolling us.
Oh wow! Listen to that, nerd man. Tell the
What?
world how you really feel.
No, I'm just saying I wouldn't replace you with Ashley.
Yeah, exactly. With me, it's fucked up. You know, it's okay. But you know, the Flash, right? Maybe it's never coming out.
No, I don't know if it will, but no, you know, I agree with Arkham there, man, or Arkham.
Yeah.
Like basically, to me, I do think what Chris Rock did was pretty. It wasn't terribly wrong, but it's one of those things with comedians where it's just like I get it, freedom of speech and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But this idea like that's going around now, like
That you're invincible.
there's
telling comedy.
Well, not that you're
insane.
invincible. Like that, this is just this ultimate protection of everything you say.
Yeah.
I just think that's wrong.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't
I
say
think
whatever you want.
Okay,
it's like-
okay. I get that, but Dot, don't you say that because you was defending Dave
True.
Chappelle and his right to say what he wanted to say. But now we're not going to defend Chris Rock. I just think.
I'm not
I mean,
saying-
no,
No,
man's not
wait,
saying
yeah,
like about
yeah.
being able to be a comedian and say the jokes you're going to say.
Look, and
You know, I
think
feel like
he
we
should
should be
be able to.
consistent. He's a comedian.
look,
I
I'll
think-
say this because
Made a joke.
look,
But wait, I
if-
haven't finished.
if some transgender people who was offended by what Dave Chappelle said, look, if they would, I understand why they would want to get physical with Dave Chappelle. I understand it because this is the thing, right? Chris Rock's joke, I don't think it was really offensive. I think it was a trash joke. He should have called her Caillou or some shit. G.I. Jane, trash joke. I would have called her Caillou. You know, I would have went in. You know, Chris Rock, he could have done better. I'm not saying he knew, but it's like this with comedy in anything you say. Because when I do comedy, there's certain places I can't do certain shit at. Let's say, you know, I'm going to the hood, chilling with the homies and shit. Certain jokes I can't say because I know I'm gonna get my ass beat if I you know say something a little out of line. I shouldn't get
stand-up
get beat up.
comedian.
I shouldn't get beat up, but I understand why somebody would do it. But me myself, I would defend myself if someone did try to put hands on me, regardless of anything.
Like
I get that,
Yeah,
but that's
but
not the
no,
same
no,
as
no,
a
no.
stand-up comedian.
But
I
it's
think
like-
there's certain
okay,
things
and
that you
that's what
should.
I say,
That's why I say
Ashley.
Ashley. It depends, right? Like if you go to a stand, let me okay. If you go to a stand-up comedy show, right? A stand-up comedy show like Dave Chappelle's that thing, everything goes at these comedy shows. Everything goes. That's how I feel about comedy shows. Everything goes. As
Mhm.
long,
But
as long
people
as
know what Chris Rock does. Like they know what he does too, dude. Like you know what he's gonna say.
I know
You
what he
know,
does.
I mean, yeah, it's the Oscars,
But
but he made a
Well,
joke,
then-
dude.
he
It was
made a
not.
joke.
Yeah, look,
and
I'm not look,
the-
and this is
and
why.
that joke in particular, there was no reason for Will Smith to go up and hit him for that joke in particular.
It was all
But
about his manhood
just
and all about
saying-
that dumb
Yeah,
stuff.
no, I'm just saying. First of all, it is body shaming, by the way, what he did, and it
What?
is like you're
No,
going
yeah,
against
it wasn't-
something.
I
didn't-
didn't
I
like
didn't
how
know
he
about
made it
that.
about black women and their hair. I thought that was just like so
Well,
tacky.
whatever. I don't really like whatever the reason. She is bald because she has alopecia, and that's body
Yeah,
shaming.
but Chris
And
Chris
it
Rock,
is-
that's not what
and
it
it is-
was. Oh, no.
Sure, I don't know. I'm just saying that is how it kind of appeared to Will Smith at the time, right? Like about the alopecia. It's his
Yeah,
wife.
like
Probably
Yeah.
cried to him about it. As I said, there's a whole kind of narrative or story behind, how he feels about that, and it's probably very personal to him. Now, he shouldn't have hit him, but there is this narrative of like,
Yeah, I mean,
it's that. How can I put this? It's like just because something is illegal, right, to do, I don't think it's necessarily like. I think there's reasons why you might do that thing that are understandable, right? So, like, he tapped him on the face with a slap. It wasn't like a hard slap or anything like that. It was more like don't be cheeky kind of slap, right?
slapped him and kept it pushing.
Right? It wasn't like again, you would know if he was injured by that slap. You would know like immediately if that was like a pow, like even a medium level slap, you would have known like that. If
And
you
Nerman,
got
real
that.
quick, people also
That is
forget
not what happened.
Chris Rock. He's been Chris Rock, and this is the reason why I know Chris Rock reacted the way he did. It's multiple things, but he knows what's up. Like I know that's not his first time getting slapped for a joke or like somebody doing something over a joke. Chris Rock
I think it might have been his first time.
I don't think it was because he was doing stand-up comedy for a while and stuff in
You've got
clubs
the
and
right
shit.
to say
Comedians don't like
whatever
get
you want.
slapped.
Here's what I'm saying. You've got the right to say absolutely whatever you want. But you can't expect that having that right means that
There won't be
you
any
know
form
what
of
anyone
Use your
reaction-
words. Like if somebody says some shit, says something to me that I
Sure.
don't like, I'm just
It
gonna
also
say something
depends-
back. Like,
That's my
It's
morality,
also-
but that's
but that
everyone's
also, but you
morality.
can't. But just if I say
That's
something
not
you don't
everyone's
like and you
morality.
hit me,
If-
that's
if
not what we're. That's. But I'm just saying
Okay.
that like, but that
We
should
don't-
be.
if I
It
make
also
a joke-
depends what you're
the
saying.
If
thought
I
of
So,
make
like,
a
thinking
joke
here.
about your
No.
son, if I make a joke about your son that's edgy, I know before I make that joke,
You go get
there's a
cussed out.
possibility Ashley might step up and give me a fucking slap.
Man, she gonna
You
take
might
that
fucking-
skillet and she gonna
You might,
actually gonna get you with the
No.
skillet,
you
bro.
might, I don't
No.
know. Like, there's
yeah,
also a
there's like
possibility.
certain things.
You
that
have to
There's
be
also
putting
a
your
possibility
hands
you
on
might
me.
not.
You have to be putting your
There's a-
hands on me
Yeah,
or
but I
putting your
don't
hands
know
on my
that
kid.
until
That's
you
different.
just said that. I don't know that.
I'm just
until
saying
just
that
said
you.
that. And there are some people who would say, "Hey, even if somebody puts their hands on your son, if they, if it's like 2 days later and they're in the process of going to court for it, you shouldn't go and hit them,
Exactly.
right? You shouldn't go. You shouldn't go and
I
fight
agree.
them.
If it's not in the
Oh,
moment,
so you agree?
if I'm
with-
not
you
there,
agree with that?
oh, I agree. If I already had the
So you
person
wouldn't be
on
able to
trial
So you
and
wouldn't
you're already going through
understand
the
a mother who-
process,
You wouldn't understand a mother or father who nonetheless went and wanted to fight that person.
Yeah, and
it
it
depends
also
on what
depends.
happened.
It depends
too.
what the.
I mean, hey, if
um,
I was a kid
that-
and something,
it depends what the
When it
joke
comes
is
to
also.
kid, that it depends on what it was, really.
Yeah, like say,
I mean, I could understand. Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
say-
and for
say, for
me, it would
example-
depend on what it is.
say for example, I don't know, like if it's like an illness or something like that, I think it's a very delicate subject. Like
But-
it's not
but-
like
But
a
then
very-
you have to know things that you don't know, right?
yeah,
And he's a comedian making a joke just because she's bald and G.I. Jane is bald.
yeah, and
It's not
I think, like,
it's
you
not a
should have
joke
known.
about her having alopecia. How should you know something?
But I think he knew.
Research.
If you did not have a conversation with
I
someone,
think he knew.
like
I don't
who?
I don't
I mean,
believe for a
that's what I'm
second Chris
saying.
Rock didn't know that shit.
Because that's not the first time he won it. He won it her once at the 2016 Oscars because she was boycotting it. But that was because she was boycotting it.
That was her. That wasn't like her looks, or I mean, I think it's bad taste. You know, he shouldn't have made a joke about the way she looked. Yeah,
All right,
it's,
well,
it's
No,
still
you
a
can make a
joke.
joke about the way you look, the way she looks. You can't make a joke about an illness.
He
that's
didn't
the
know
difference.
she had an illness.
How do you
I
know
feel like
that?
he
And
should.
don't-
I feel like
I
he should
believe
have done
when he
research.
said that he didn't know. I believe that. I mean, it's just.
I mean, look, he
It's
could have
just
known,
like,
and he
it
probably
just
did
seems
know.
like it just
don't
seems like
know.
we're asking so much of Chris Rock, and we're taking all these liberties. He should have done this.
But do you think nobody
He
at
should
the
have known
Oscars
things he
looked at
didn't
that joke?
know.
Do you not
It was
think that
like they were ad
he
libs.
practiced that?
It was ad
That
lib.
was ad
It was
lib.
proved.
Okay.
Yes, it was an ad lib joke.
Right.
It was not in
So,
the scripted jokes. It was an ad lib.
Well, I did want to say this because, yes, violent. Look, for me,
Cue the
I personally
movie.
want to. For me,
Look it up.
for me personally, I would have not went up there and slapped Chris Rock. Probably talked to him later. I probably wouldn't even talk to him about it. I probably would probably told Jada like, yo, chill, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Like talk to her about it and see like you didn't mean it in that way or whatever. But whatever. But in my opinion, right, I think certain stuff you do say, if there is a physical response to it, at times depends what the fuck it is. It's like you can't really trip and be mad about it. For example, I'm gonna give a quick example. Let's say you're at a comedy show, right? Let's say someone's at a comedy show.
Yeah.
And we remember those jokes James Gunn made about, Justin Bieber, jacking off Justin Bieber. And so they see the pedophilia jokes, right? We remember all that. Imagine James Gunn went to a comedy show and did those same bits about, having sex with little kids and shit. Do you think he shouldn't get punched over that or slapped? I'm not saying he should, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody runs up there and slaps him for joking about that stuff like that so boldly in public.
Mhm.
I don't know what.
I'm not saying he should get hit. I mean, I think it is a little slap worthy, but it depends on your delivery if the joke is funny or not. But I'm not shocked if anybody goes to slap him for a joke like that at a comedy show.
Things aren't illegal because they're wrong. Things are illegal because if everyone went around doing them in society would crumble. That's what you need to understand. It's
Yeah.
not illegal like so if somebody kills your daughter, right, and you go, oh, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker, and you fucking try and kill him, that's not illegal because it's wrong. It's illegal because if everyone
want
went
everybody to
around
start
doing
doing
that, then the whole fucking society would fucking crumble.
Yeah.
It's just not a workable or feasible way of dealing with those kind of issues.
I
But then-
So
think
that's
it's,
my main problem with this. If
I think
someone
at the end
says
of the
to
day,
you, if someone insults your wife and insults a disease that she has, and you go up and give them a little tap on the cheek and go, don't fucking talk about my wife, that isn't wrong.
yeah,
That's just like factually, that is not wrong. But if everyone went up and did that, then you'd have a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? Like people would take it too far. People misinterpret things sometimes. All of that kind of stuff gets into it. Where it's a better practice to say, hey, people, don't do that.
I mean, that's what them MCU fans do. Nerdman, you can't trust them. That's the type of stuff they do.
Hey, whoa.
it's like,
Am I right or am I wrong, Ashley?
Actually,
I'm sorry. I was getting another clip. What'd you say, Dot?
She doesn't even listen.
I was getting a clip. I was
good argument.
clicking
That was
something.
actually a good, passionate argument I made just there.
No, I'm sorry. I was listening to a lot of what you said, but I didn't hear what did Dot say.
What I was saying was, in response to what Nerdman said, MCU fans are the type of people, to be lashing out and viciously attacking people.
No, that's
Wow.
DC fan.
Oh wait, all right. Look, can we real quick, Nerdman? Can you highlight that J3 dude's comment? Now this is what pissed me off about this because this is
I'm
this is
excited
kind
to
of
do it, Raya.
not the one above that.
Raya, it'll be fun to talk about it tomorrow.
All right, the thing is that now I was seeing a lot of these conversations and stuff. People saying after Will Smith did it, like, oh, he set black people back, blah blah blah. Like the crazy, I don't know fucking Will Smith. Why since because one black man does something or a black woman, it sets me back. I don't even know the fucking person. It's like, I don't even know you, and people will throw that word around like, oh, this black person did this. So if a black man goes and kills somebody, we're all set back. Like, what the heck?
You know, it's funny because
I just hate when that narrative goes around like that. Like, even black people say it, white
John
people say
Wayne.
it's bullshit.
John Wayne tried to. He had to be physically stopped.
Oh yeah, I
from
remember that.
attacking
Yep.
a Native American woman when she accepted the Oscar for Marlon Brando. Had to be physically stopped because he wanted to fight her.
But he didn't.
That
Get
doesn't set white people back. That doesn't make white people look bad. I don't get this. Like, you're right. He's a separate person. That doesn't mean any black.
Yeah, we're all
person
not
would
like
do that,
set
or
back
all
because
of
of
us.
this one person.
Clearly, there's a lot of black people who disagree with what he did. In fact, I'd say the majority.
There is a lot of black people defending him too. You know, I see more blacks defend him than anybody else. But you know, you're not wrong.
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying we're human and we do stupid.
We make
stuff.
mistakes.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
everyone
I
makes
just
mistakes.
don't get the idea
I know,
of crucifying
bro.
the guy for tapping someone on the cheek who fucking insulted his wife, but in a very personal way about a fucking disease.
What? Well, we have to make
I
it
don't
clear.
see
He wasn't.
that as like completely out of the spectrum of fucking human reactions. It's not a great
I don't
reaction.
think it was about that.
But it's not indefensible. Is it indefensible? Really? Like giving someone a tap on the cheek, a tap for saying something really horrid about someone you love.
That's what Ashley did to me for talking shit about Far From Home. She gave me a slap on the cheek. I said, Ashley,
Sure did.
my opinion.
I do think people
your
make a
FU
good.
opinion.
I do think
You
people
nearly
make
tried
a
to
good
claw my eyes out for
argument.
what I said about Tom Holland.
No,
Facts, bro.
these are not true.
Actually, we
This
got
is
the
not
receipts.
true. Show it to me.
All right, look, it's gonna take a while, but I got the receipts. I'll get them soon.
Oh, boy.
You know you do
I'll
that
wait.
shit in close quarters when no one can see.
No,
Make us all J3.
he's got receipts.
J3.
This man tried to kill me when he cooked and fed me food. So don't think
What are you
God
talking
trying to
about?
murder
I
me.
didn't even cook.
You
Trying
cook
to
some crawfish.
burn my shrimp
I didn't even
and
cook.
choke
What
me
you
to
talking
death.
about?
Burn to Don't
I
listen
was
to this man
there
try to kill
chilling. I didn't
me.
even cook nothing. I was
Man,
just.
you burnt that shrimp. That stuff was black.
Oh,
It
you
was
talking about
horrible.
that? Nah, that shit was
You
good.
burnt
I was
that.
cooking up some mean
Do
Oh,
ass
you
shit.
God.
think
No.
because of this incident?
You know who had to fix it because that was horrible.
Wait. What were you saying, Arkham?
I was saying, do you think of this incident?
Arkham.
I was saying, do you think because of the incident with Chris Rock and everything like that, do you think that comedies or like that they have to tiptoe what they have to say now?
No.
Because some people made that argument.
No.
Just what?
Because look, Dave Chappelle's still gonna do what he's gonna do. Dave Chappelle's gonna defend himself. If someone tried to go and slap Dave Chappelle, it's best believe Dave Chappelle's gonna slap you back.
Yeah.
He's not gonna sit up there and let a grown man slap him. I'm not saying all comedians going look, Amy Schumer, right? After the Oscars event, she was talking about, oh, I'm shocked and I'm traumatized about a slap. Because I think from her perspective, like, damn, like, shit, I might get slapped one of these days for my trash jokes.
Yeah, but she does talk a lot of shit, you know? She does talk a lot of shit.
They put her clip back around. Her clips, if they recircle that, Have you seen that clip that they put back out of her when she's talking to Steve-O
Yeah.
from about like his friend that died and
Yeah.
like and stuff?
Oh, that was me. That was me.
Have you
put it
seen
up.
that? I thought it, I was asking Nerdman.
What was
I know-
that? Show me the clip. I'm
Pull it
curious.
up. Show it up.
Pull it
Pull
up.
it up, Dot. I
Because
thought it was
it's
Dot,
what-
but I wasn't 100% sure.
Give me a moment. I got it right here.
Honestly, I don't think any comedian should get slapped, but I wish that was Ricky Gervais. I really do, because he takes fucking liberties, bro.
Oh wait,
Oh,
till
yeah,
you
yeah.
see this. This
Like,
is
he
this
takes
is
so
bad.
many
This was
fucking
like
liberties.
this joke is like important. It's not like it's kind of different because the relationship between the two people is different, but the joke is bad.
What was the joke?
Well, we're
Dot will
gonna
show
find
it to
out,
you. I
but-
don't
I'm about
want
to
to
bring it up.
spoil
Give
it.
me a moment.
Yeah, it's just I don't mind. I like comedians going over the edge
I
and
do
doing all
too.
of that for my kind of humor, but it's just like sometimes you're like, really, the more edgy the joke, the funnier it has to be. That's what they have to realize. If you're gonna do something really fucking over the edge, make it really funny.
It's like
'Cause
make
that's
sure
the
that
only way-
that joke hit. That's why comedy is all about delivery. You can say
Oh, but
whatever
this
the
is
fuck
at
you
a
want.
roast. This is at a roast. You
No,
have to
Yeah.
respect this.
It
It's
is
a
at a
roast.
roast. It is at a roast.
It
But
is at a
just what
roast.
she says is like wild.
Yeah,
It's just
like
what she
listen
says.
to it. It's at a roast, but listen to what the fuck she says.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
I truly am, no joke, sorry for the loss of your friend Ryan Dunn. I know you must have been thinking it could have been me, and I know we were all thinking, why wasn't it? Thank you.
And that's Nerman. That is Steve-O. If Steve-O's
It's
not
kinda
laughing at
bad.
your joke,
Not bad.
something is wrong.
I mean, tell
That wasn't
somebody
that
that
bad because she.
that we
she-
all
she
wish that
said-
you were dead.
Yeah, that was against him. So I don't.
I mean,
see
but
that
she
as
brought
that
up their
bad.
friend, but you know,
I mean,
Yeah,
but
that-
it's
that-
a
if
roast.
I was talking
but,
about
like,
telling people to kill themselves too, and like being dead, not kill themselves, but that they were dead. You know.
yeah, and look, it is a roast, but like,
That was terrible.
well, for me personally, I'm not finna bring up nobody
I'm just talking about the
dead
joke.
friend right in front of him at a roast. I know it's a roast, but like, you can roast many other things, like his shoes, his freaking shirt, his
career.
career,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
anything else. But you have to pick his dead friend.
But some
It's
people
like-
might take
Yeah,
that
that-
personal. Some people might take that more personal than their dead friend.
He did. Look at
You know,
Steve-O's
that's why I'm
Um,
saying it's like, to me, the whole thing is
I mean,
never attack a fucking comedian.
oh no, I
Comedian.
agree. I'm just saying, like,
You know
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying?
the
It's like-
import, like that is really in poor taste. That was all
Yeah,
the point that I was making.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
terrible.
For me,
Well,
it's
no,
like
man.
it's not about like you have to accept that you're gonna be offended sometimes. Otherwise, they won't be
Yep.
good at their job. You know, they
Yeah,
can't be
I-
good
yeah.
at their job and make you truly laugh if you're not gonna get offended sometimes. That being
But
said,
see,
I'm
Nerm-
talking
and
But
about
also,
Nerman-
I didn't think.
Nerman,
on
to be fair to certain
on a
people, though,
personal level, in that moment, in spite of the fact that I think that about comedians, that in that moment, do I understand at all what Will Smith did? Yes, I do. I don't condone it. I just understand it as a human foible, as a human flaw, like somebody
Yeah.
who isn't perfect, who can be hurt, and who can act stupid. That's it.
because I think it was one Oscars. Somebody who's that guy who kissed Halle Berry? That won Oscars.
Oh, that, but she was into it. Hey,
Adrian
Nah,
Brody,
yeah.
you mean?
I only it was
Adrian Brody.
Yeah, thank
Adrian
you.
Brody. But she was
Where's
into
Sean
it.
here, man? Get Sean out of here.
Okay, fuck you, J-Dots.
Fuck you too, man. Get off my stream.
See, he thinks he thinks his daddy helps him feel strong. Sean,
I'm
his
joking.
daddy helps him feel strong.
Yeah, okay, so I didn't see the clip beforehand or remember it until like 3 days ago, so they were just talking about it. I'm like, what do you mean? That doesn't sound so bad. Then I watched the clip and holy
He did not like that. She was not into that.
it was an
It's
awkward
weird.
smile.
It's weird.
Dude, like I say, if Steve-O doesn't laugh at your joke, something's wrong.
Okay, now
People
that's
laugh
the
at
line that
everything.
shouldn't be crossed. Deaf like that, and then making that type of joke. Now that's the line.
Now let me
there.
ask a question. If let's say, well, we know he'd be in trouble, but let's say Steve-O went up there and slapped her. Is he completely in the wrong? I mean, yes, he's going to be in
That's
trouble.
different.
He's going to be in trouble.
Well,
as a
that's,
man.
you don't put your hands on. I don't think you
Still-
hit a woman. Period.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm not saying
different.
I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying he would go do that because he knows he's a man. He can't go up there and do that shit. He'll probably ask a woman to do it for him. I'd ask a woman to do it for me. But
Like if his wife went up and slapped it.
Yeah.
and slapped
Yeah,
her,
then, you know.
it's more.
Yeah,
all right,
why
but
Like-
would
let's,
you-
like
let's say his
Will.
wife went up and did that. Let's say if he had a wife and she went up and did that. Is she entirely in the wrong for what she did?
I mean, now
For that
would be-
specific joke.
well, I mean that would be more reasonable because that's where the line that crosses. But still, no.
But
I
that's
think
what
it's-
I'm
I think
saying.
it's a-
everyone
but I
has
think
that
this-
line, and that's the problem. You don't
And
know
for
my
me-
line. I don't know your line. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can
So
I
Yeah,
say-
everybody
just
doesn't
don't
know the
do
lines.
it.
And in
Sorry,
my
go on, Linda.
opinion, it's a horrible. Like to me, that is the poor. That's just like a poor taste, in poor taste.
Yeah.
Like the truest classic sense of a joke, in my opinion. But still, I would not condone it. Say it's cool for his wife then to get up there because she is a comedian, even though it's not a funny joke, it's a bad joke. Hit her in her
It's a-
face
it
and
was a
ever think that
roast as well.
think that okay, I can see where you're coming from there. You know what
No,
I mean?
but
Like,
you hear some of the things these people say at roasts, man. That was mild.
oh yeah,
that
I've
was
watched
literally
roast. I'm just
mild.
saying, say that's she's on the same spot. She's on the Oscar stage. She makes that joke. Such and such is in the audience. They get up, hit her in the face. Same feeling.
All right.
Mm.
You guys, Gloria brought us something
Agreed.
interesting. Look, if it was Brad Pitt, how would the situation be? Who went up there and slapped Chris Rock?
His career would be over.
I don't think Pitt's career would be over at all.
I don't either.
I
don't
like.
really
There's a
see
part
it.
of me. There's a part of me.
I think that they would treat
people
it
would
like this,
defend
but
him.
it might be a little bit. No, I don't think so.
It has to be a
think-
less known actor. Somebody like, let's say,
Brad Pitt would be fine.
yeah, it would have to be somebody like, maybe somebody on like Colin Farrell's level.
Yeah, I could-
You know, Colin
especially-
Farrell's a bit too.
But
If
like
it was
Colin
before the
Farrell's like
Batman
had some
movie.
bad boy stuff going on before, so with him it'd be like okay, I kind of get it. It has to be somebody that if you're gonna pick a male actor when she brings up Brad Pitt, even though he's doesn't have certain things, even though Brad Pitt's not.
Like, all right,
you know,
so Brad Pitt's wife
clean.
had a breast cut off. What the fuck is it called again? Why have I just forgotten it? Like for breast cancer, when you have your breast cut off.
That's breast cancer associated.
What's it
The
called?
double.
I don't know.
It's a
Wasn't that the
double
Angelina Jolie
vasectomy.
had?
It's called a something sectomy, but anyway, I
Vasectomy.
can't remember.
Double vasectomy.
Oh, okay.
I was
double
thinking
sectomy.
Angelina Jolie had,
All
right?
right,
Ashley.
so
Ashley.
yeah,
And
Angelina Jolie
had
has
that?
that. So
Did she have it?
yeah, she did.
I remember years ago they said something about her cutting into her breast or something.
Yeah,
I'd
because
be
her
wrong.
mother had it, so she wanted to get rid of it.
Oh yeah, I
before.
remember that now. I'm sorry.
So yeah, like if he had made a joke about that, I mean, and then Brad Pitt went up and slapped him, I actually think he probably would have got more support than Will Smith, maybe, because I think the country is so divided, America is so divided into black and white that people can't even see their racial biases anymore. They literally can't see it. They think they're just supporting Brad Pitt because he would be more in the right or something like that. But actually
swear
it
Brad
would
Pitt 'cause
be
he's sexy.
partially because they're of racial bias, and I think that's the same with black people.
You're
I think
telling
they
me
have
that woke
a
Hollywood would
racial
be like
bias
woke,
towards.
like Hollywood is very like that whole award show was cringe because
Yeah.
it was so like progressively like progressive of all time progressive. Like it just like was so cringe at times watching it.
Oh, you should see the ones
And
with like Jimmy Kimmel. That's the worst.
oh yeah, I mean it was bad at times, and like, but then contradictory at the same time because like a woman's can pat down a man, but you're so progressive. It is just like cringe, like some of the shit, some of the stuff they were saying. So I think like if it's woke Holly, if it's that progressive people out there, I don't like the woke because
Wait, what woman
truly
what,
meant originally.
what
So
woman at the
I will
Oscars
use
pat down
progressive.
which woman at this Oscars pat down?
Regina Hall did.
Oh, okay.
Jason Momoa and Josh Brolin. And
she's telling them both.
yeah, yeah, she did. You know, and it's just like I feel like if that would have been Brad Pitt that would have went on that stage and hit him, they would have been like, oh, the Hollywood part would have been really like, oh, you know, this white man hit this black man. I think that it would have been a thing. I'm sorry. But his career would not have been over. I'm thinking outside of that, like
if he
little
said
group,
something like Liam Neeson did, like that story Liam Neeson told, then he would have been cancelled. But like, what?
I don't think he would have been canceled. I don't think he would have been canceled.
Here's what would have happened: you would have got that narrative briefly, and there would have been so much.
That's what I'm saying.
There would have been so much backlash from people going, "Oh, look, see, they're being woke." The man was going up to just because he was insulted by his wife, and they're trying to make it a race issue, and then it would have just drowned that narrative out. Like immediately.
But I think that there might have been a slight pause, but I don't think his career would have been over because of those.
That's what
because
I'm saying.
of that stain. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
If it was Brad Pitt,
I really don't. I mean, who knows? It's a hypothetical. I don't think Brad Pitt would do that type of thing anyway. I think it's more like Russell Crowe. Maybe you might find doing something like that. But like, then someone like Russell Crowe, whose career is already kind of like not doing great, it's already on life support. Maybe that would
oh yeah, he's done so many things that like if he would have done it, done over.
Yeah. So I don't know. Again, for first-time offender, I just think that they need to calm down a little bit. Will Smith has done nothing but like been really kind of cool as far as you know.
He's had a positive, cool. He hasn't attacked nobody. His family pretty much keeps to themselves. But everybody likes to pick on his family. That's the thing. Like, you know, a lot of people's families get picked on, but like people like to pick on his family a lot. Because I remember when Jaden Smith was coming out, Jaden's around like the same age and shit. Everybody going
they
like
pick on his children as well.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's bad.
And then he just did that.
That's not Chris Rock. That's not Chris Rock.
No, sure.
Yeah, Chris Rock wouldn't pick on them. I know Chris Rock wouldn't.
You can't take all of your troubles out off of somebody else.
Here's one thing that bothers me. I don't like that we gotta learn. I don't like that he went up and slapped the comedian, but I don't like he went up and slapped the black comedian. I really don't. And I do think this thing was all fueled by his King Richard performance as well. I really do. I think he did that King Richard performance. It got to him. He started thinking about the philosophy of this guy. I thought, oh, that's what Richard would do in this situation. Like, you know, I'm going to be real like Richard, you know, and I think that got to him a little bit. And the reason I'll say I don't like him doing that to a black comedian is because I honestly don't think he had the balls to do that to a white comedian. I really don't. I think too many black people disrespect black people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they disrespect other black people in a way that they wouldn't do to white people. And that bothers me.
Yeah, I'll say this. I noticed that. Because this is my thing, right? I said it with the Will thing. I don't like when men put men in positions publicly where like
you put them in an awkward position where they got to step up and defend a woman, even if it's a situation where it's like you really don't need to do this specific thing. And also, I don't like when us
Right,
black
right.
specific black men, specifically black men.
And same
I
thing
don't like
goes
when
for
go
Chris
and-
Rock. The
Yeah,
same
like, I
thing
don't-
goes for Chris Rock. He wouldn't have said that to a white guy's like honestly, look at the jokes that he did like before. Did he go after any other actor's fucking wife?
No. Wait. I think he went at that one actor's wife.
You mean
the other
Javier Bardem?
Yeah, the other white lady in the green dress. She kind of looked like Natalie Portman.
You mean so you're talking about Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz, right?
I think.
The two Spanish ones.
Let me see.
Because what he said to them was, "Oh, I hope you better hope that she doesn't lose the Oscar, because if she loses the Oscar, then you're gonna have to lose the Oscar, and you're gonna hope that Will Smith wins, and then he moves."
Oh
on
yeah,
to
yeah,
Will
it was
Smith.
her. Yeah.
That's not really an insult like that, like that's what I'm saying. I think the black people have this kind of thing where they disrespect each other, and they won't disrespect. I don't know what that. Like, I'm not saying. How would I say it?
Look, Nerdman, it's like this. It's like this. It's fucked up, but it's true. Like, us black people, we gotta do, for certain jobs and shit when we're applying, we gotta put on the white voice. I'm not saying it's a white voice, but we gotta put on that white voice so we can assure that we get this job or not, or keep it up. Like, we have to, you have to respect the hand that pays you, kind of thing. And so Chris Rock, like, we have to stop being ourselves just to please, just to get opportunities and shit.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. I don't really like it, but it's the way shit is for now. It can change, but that's just the way shit is. Like, we have to hold back because we don't do that stuff around our own people. We'll talk totally different, like talk normal and stuff. But I think at times, yes. Like, if y'all remember years ago when those two black families got in a fight at Disneyland, right? They got into a fight at Disneyland.
Right,
You look. If two white families got into it, you probably wouldn't see them get into no big brawl at no fucking Disneyland. They'll probably swear at each other and then go their separate ways. But it's just like we can't be making ourselves look like fools out here for certain people, because then they use it as ammunition against us.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But what do you think about that, Widow? Like, do you ever feel like black comedians and stuff like that, like especially in like these Oscars events, will take more shots at like the maybe because they think, oh, they've got more of a kinship with the black kind of actors and stuff like that, so they can kind of take a bit more liberties with them?
I think so,
Whereas
and
they
Will
don't
was
seem-
right there too. Right, because he was prime C. It was his big night.
Yeah,
and he thought, I maybe also him being another, black man.
Right.
I don't know. And his, I see him. I'm gonna make this joke, just because
Yeah, I mean, Javier
Because of
Bardem was
that.
right there. Why didn't he make fun of his wife's nose? Like, Penelope Cruz's
Yeah.
nose is a fucking.
I mean, he
like,
did
that's-
make.
That's right for fucking.
I mean, he had
satire,
they both
right?
were nominated, so I get that why he did that joke with them.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying, what do you get what I'm saying? Like, he did that joke last year, right, with Will Smith about his wife and like not being
Yeah,
invited to the
6
Oscars,
years ago,
right?
it's like whatever.
6 years ago or whatever it was, right?
2016 Oscars.
That was. If you go back to that was probably the harshest joke he said about any celebrity. Or.
And it wasn't. It was really about their body of work and really not about them personally. So I think that's a little different, too.
No. But the general theme I'm trying to get at is like black comedians and the black people in general are more likely to disrespect each other in public kind of forums than they are to disrespect like the kind of like, okay, he'll do a joke about fucking
That's true. That's true.
Harvey Weinstein, but obviously Harvey Weinstein is so, you know, maligned by now that it's okay to do that, right? But he won't do it about, like, he won't make a joke, a physical joke about Meryl Streep. You know what I mean? Like, oh, about her age or something like that, or, you know, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's that's a weird thing that he, out of all the people he could have done a physical joke about, she's bald headed. Fucking Penelope Cruz has a big nose. Fucking there's other actors, you know, actresses out there who have weird, you know, physical kind of things. Why pick on the black woman to do that with? You know, that's strange.
Well, because this is my
Will Smith, he takes all this shit from other comedians. He don't tell them to shut their fucking mouth and disrespect them while they're on stage like that. He takes a bunch of shit from white comedians. He don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing for me that I find weird. You know.
And well, in Nerman, I'll say this because honestly, if Chris was gonna do it, like, he literally could have went in on just Will. Like, I don't know why he singled out Jada, because like it's not like she was getting no awards. Yeah, she's married to Will, but I don't know why she wasn't getting no awards or nothing. I didn't even know she was there.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time I checked, she was, you know, boycott the Oscars and shit. But you know, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Did Dash destroy Nerdman? Did you, Ashley?
Nah, Ashley wishes she can destroy Nerdman. Nerdman is king. He stays
Hey,
on top.
Belle, you already know it. Like, oh no, really, we've just been talking. You know, but hopefully tomorrow, Belle, I need to talk to you about something too.
Wait.
You know, okay, yeah. I'm gonna
head out as well. Actually, I was gonna watch the rest of the Suicide Squad online with you guys, but I'm feeling.
I thought you watched it already.
No, I stopped it in the middle. I couldn't.
Oh,
I was just. Like,
I've still got to get 2 more clips and finish my notes. Hopefully, if you feel better tomorrow.
Yeah. Will and Jada are weird motherfuckers. Yeah, no, if I feel better tomorrow, I definitely will come on. But
okay,
yeah.
Belle, I gotta get that because I want to talk to you about a show that we want to do monthly, and I want you to come on.
Well, Premier just kicked me out. I want to watch.
What's the show going to be about?
It's like it's just like women, but it's like we talk about films, and we're going to be doing that. I'm going to be hosting it on another channel.
Oh.
And also, I want to see if she's free tomorrow to come and hang out with Ray and I, and you know who, and whoever. See, we're going to do that. I'm clipping out tomorrow the top 5 moments from Moon Knight, and we're going to talk about. I'm going to show. We're not going to do it with the audio because I'm going to clip out the segment. Because Dot and I did that for Loki, and that was fun. And so I'm going to do that with Raya tomorrow and whoever is on the panel, and we're going to clip it out, put it on my channel because I was going to do that, but now that I'm just going to put it on both.
Wait a second. What state are all of you? You're in Kentucky, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
K-Dots is in LA, right?
San Francisco. Me and Raya is in the same state.
Oh, really? You met her?
No, we're in the same state.
Yeah, we have met.
Raya,
yes.
Raya really likes us.
Oh, you talking about Raya?
Yeah, I'll just say this. She stays the same state as me.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay. All right.
Belle, it would be at 4:30 your time when we're doing it.
Sean, where do you live?
Wait, where do I live?
Actually, you can't trust Belle. She's gonna be watching BBS at that time.
Vancouver.
BBS gonna take up her time.
Vancouver,
right, Belle? BBS gonna take up her time. Gonna be too busy watching BBS.
Are you Canadian?
What, me?
Sean. Yeah.
Yes. What do you mean? I've been saying this a billion times.
Really?
Yeah, where have you been?
Do you have the bed show, nerd man?
Oh my gosh, he's
Fucking Canadian and shit.
Do you
Can
think
I
I
allow
like
you
hockey? What the
Canada,
fuck?
like to just roam freely, like fucking around actual people? The fuck. Anyway, look. So I need to come to the States, and I'm gonna just be like, I'm just gonna chill at your places, bro. You know that. Once I come, I'm just.
well. If you come,
I'm
just come to Dot, and I'll come there.
No, I'm coming to yours. I'm just gonna chill on the
Okay,
couch
you
and
can.
shit.
I'm just
Make
saying, well,
myself at
I
home.
want to go to San Francisco, so
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
you know.
Put my feet on the table and shit.
Never been trying to pull up, sleep on the couch, and watch his DC movies.
Teach your son about the DC ways and shit, man. I'll be like, yeah, cool. You know, go play some baseball.
Dinner table talking about on this day our
Yeah,
Lord and
exactly.
Savior Walter might have did this and that.
That's what I'm saying. Me and your son will go play some hoops while you're cooking up some dinner and shit. Like, it'll be tight.
Yeah. I can do that. I just wanted to go on a trip, but that's me.
No, definitely. But I want to come and visit.
Yes, for sure. Come.
But I need to
Come.
places.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Vancouver.
I can take you places here. I can take you places here. It might not be
Yeah.
as cool as like when other places, but there's places I can take you. If you come, it depends on what time of year you come to, because we have the Derby, we have Kingland, we have all that stuff. So we can go to
I
horse
just don't want to get
races.
shot. That's my only fucking thing.
You're not gonna
Did you
get
hear about
shot.
Did you hear about the?
I'm not gonna shoot you. I promise, nerd man.
That's what I'm worried about. No, I'm joking. Did you hear about this new mass shooting? It was pretty bad.
In Sacramento.
Why do you say the Riddler was fucking inspired by what the fuck, nerd man?
No, because it was two or more shooters.
And
Hey, the Batman's always causing somebody to do something.
I was just saying, it's two or more shooters. That's kind of weird. You don't usually have mass shooters being more than one.
Well, no, they do in high school. The high school ones they do.
Yeah,
there's been a few.
That's true.
Or at least one.
That's true.
There
was one. The major one was
team,
like,
but they have team. But there's like you do have like people that, I mean, usually not in mass shooting cases. Yes, that's true. But I don't,
Folie à deux. You know this?
What?
Folie à deux. The madness of two. It's a particular psychopathology.
Yes.
Anyway,
I'm high.
no, it is. It's the psychopathology that people who do.
I said I have to. No, what did you? I didn't say nothing. I didn't say you were wrong.
No, I know. I'm just. I was just explaining it, like just.
For sure.
I just said two people who might otherwise not engage in like a certain
specific behavior once they get together. Yeah.
All right, you guys.
So
I got
to
anyway. I'm heading.
I am too. I'm just like I'm gonna finish smoking here in a minute.
I knew you were smoking some ish.
I'm high as hell. I'm sorry this whole time. So like you was asking me questions and sometimes it's hard. Because when I'm high, like and like when I like making like
all right, I'll catch you guys
organizing my
later.
notes.
Thanks for having me on.
I'm smoking, so you know what I'm saying? It puts me in
do you smoke that ish as well? Peace, K-Dots.
Oh, sorry, what's that? What's that, nerd?
You smoke that ish as well?
I mean,
like Vancouver shit.
It makes me nauseous, so I don't smoke it anymore. But yeah, I mean, I took some other stuff, so I've been drowsy. That's why I didn't mention the accounts in chat and private chat I was going to, but too fucking drowsy to do so.
Yeah, so
Can I say something? Yeah, go on.
No, I'm not. I don't have anything to. You go, please.
I swear to God, right? Like, I've just been watching the Suicide Squad movie, and I swear to God, I don't understand why anyone who likes this movie doesn't like Birds of Prey. because it's the exact same fucking movie.
No, it's not.
It's the exact same.
It's a shitty version of it.
Watch them back to back. They could almost be directed by the same person. If, and this is the caveat, if the action was better in Birds of Prey, I would not be able to tell it wasn't directed by James Gunn.
What, dude?
No, it's a shitty version of it. What are you talking? And the writing's terrible.
It's not a shitty version. It's the same jokes. Oh, and the jokes in fucking.
I would have to watch Birds of Prey again to really but no, to really I need to watch them back to back. I need to watch them back to back, but from just to fully take it in. If you want me to compare it, but I don't think so.
Okay, all right. It was just an observation.
But I will watch them and I will answer. I will answer it.
Yeah, I was having because everyone says Birds of Prey is so terrible. I was having the exact same experience watching that as I am watching this, except I was like, oh, it's not as bad as everyone says. Whereas this one, I'm saying it's not bad, but it's not as good as everyone says. And it's it's literally edging out to me where they're really companion pieces in my mind. They're the closest in tone to each other than any of the other DCU movies. Anyway, that's it. I can't be bothered to talk anything more about the DCU or comic book movies. I might not even talk about them ever again. So
I doubt that.
Did you from my general audience reaction? I'll be doing it.
Yeah, you'll continue to do those. Yeah, well, I'll continue. I'll be talking tomorrow. I will be talking about movies, hopefully.
But they're fun, these general audience things I've been doing, just finding people who know nothing about comic book movies and seeing.
And I do want to do that one-on-one with you soon. So.
Ooh, I like when you talk to me like that.
Yes, one-on-one with Nerd Man. Because that's one thing I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to do one-on-ones. I want to start doing those again. I used to do those. It's called a conversation.
Okay.
And
cool. Let's do it.
And
all right.
I would like you to be the first guest.
Cool. Should we leave these fine, gentle people in the comments to sleep or to rest or to create some art?
Rest your weary head,
Yeah. Go out in the world and inspire.
Be happy, dude.
Be bold,
just be happy,
be
dude.
strong, be beautiful.
And healthy. And have mad chill.
Yeah.
And love everybody.
And love everybody.
Everywhere.
Love everybody.
Everywhere.
Even Sean and Vancouvian.
Sean's got some good opinions. I like Sean's movie taste.
Hey.
I like the A24.
I do too. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're gonna do that A24 tier list.
Let's do an A24.
That'll be fun. I would like to do that. I have to watch Midsummer.
I swear to God, we'll do it today.
Really?
I have to watch Midsummer. I have to be off work, but if I'm gonna be there, but you all, I can listen.
Shit. Yeah, no, I have to watch them first though. There's so many I haven't watched.
Oh wait, I can't. I can't do it.
A lot of them.
Unless it's
I've
later.
watched a lot of them, but I haven't watched.
I can't tomorrow.
A majority. I've watched 40% of the ones.
Okay, just whenever you want to do it, man, just DM me on Twitter a certain date and time ahead of time.
Well, send me the best ones, and then
I'll send you the best ones in my opinion. Sure.
Because I've watched mid-90s and I've watched a lot of the classic ones, but there's a few that I've missed just because the topic didn't interest me. That Under Milkwood, what is it called? The one with Andrew Garfield?
Under the Silver Lake. Yeah, that's a pretty great one. Yeah.
I like that one a lot. That one's really trippy.
Yeah. If your theater has the newest one, I would recommend that because that's one of the best.
Everything Everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch that, but it's not.
I want to see that. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely
Yeah,
gonna
check
watch
your
it.
Good. I
theater
started
listings
watching it
because
online, but
it should come out like more a wider release on like the 7th or something. So check your theaters if they have it.
cool. I'll
Yeah,
definitely watch that. All right,
I was
guys.
gonna say, Daniel, I've seen it, but I was like high, and I kind of don't remember it, so I need to watch it again.
I was high and just kind of wandered off.
I was probably looking at my phone or something.
Oh yeah, Lamb's a pretty great one, Daniel, but I do think Pig did it better.
Oh. Let's look at the A24 movies
Yeah.
quickly. That's a beautiful voice you have there, sister.
Thank you. I'm trying.
Yeah, of course, there's a Lighthouse. It Comes at Night, The Witch, 8th Grade, The Green Knight.
Okay, so The Witch I have to watch. I started watching that. I liked it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. Tragedy of Macbeth, definitely have to watch. Watched Ex Machina, watched 8th Grade. I haven't
Come On,
watched
Come On was a
Ladybird.
film from last year, which was
Watched
pretty amazing.
Moonlight, and I wanted to fucking take my
I didn't
eyes
like.
out.
Yeah,
It
I
was so
felt
fucking
you.
boring.
Yeah, Moonlight was not like on my enjoyable list.
Good Time I've seen. Room I haven't seen.
Room is good.
It
Good Time's
Comes at
good.
Night. Is that the MCU story? Like,
Hey, actually, yeah, you can think of it as like that. But I mean,
Oh wow!
that one's pretty awesome.
That one will be pretty scary for me then.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
Room,
know,
honestly, in my
Run is-
opinion,
I
is
hope
the
you.
most
I hope you have
overrated.
nightmares about it. About Kevin Feige
That's right.
whispering
Room's
in your
the most
ear.
overrated one out of the bunch.
Kevin Feige is this generation's Jim Jones, man. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's why you
All
got
right.
S tier.
All right. So
Yeah, I'll DM you like a list of ones I would recommend the most later.
yeah, there's just, I mean, it's like I've watched a lot of these, but I haven't watched the majority. Like, there's so many of them. It would be hard to do a fair ranking without like. I watched Come On as well. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was
see
awesome
that
in my
one?
opinion.
Yeah, that was pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's one that definitely should have been nominated, but you know.
I've watched The Spectacular Now as well. That's right, with the drunk guy. Yeah, I watched The Spectacular Now.
And
Anyway,
that was
yeah,
one of my favorites, but-
I don't know what fucking jaded fanboy is talking about. He
Yeah, it
bandies
is.
that
It
about as
is,
if somebody's
Daniel.
drunk.
It's
Uncut
because
Gems is A24.
It's because A24, like the majority of their films, like have a certain storytelling style that he is not a fan of, so he just calls them trash films.
What is he talking about? They're all different.
Well, they're different genres, but like how do I say? It's like films like I don't know. It's up to a lot of like interpretation or whatever, and he hates interpretation. Apparently, he says it's lazy storytelling. I don't know.
That said that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like he
Sounds
said,
about right.
the lighthouse is just like the film version of just looking at like a pretty painting that has no meaning to it. Like I don't understand what he means, but
Jaded got bonked on the head one too many times as a child. I'm telling you, man. I don't.
yeah, like he
there's
said,
something
Good
wrong
Time is just a film
with his
about
perspective on life. Like
yeah, good. He
just-
said Good Time is just a film about like the storytellers making a bunch of bad shit happen to the main character for no reason. I'm just like, what the fuck?
You know.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
So is this the end? Is
But
this
he-
the end?
No,
What are you talking-
last thing, and it is the end. But like the thing is, how can you not take into account cinematography, fucking the score, all of the elements that make up films? He doesn't care about that.
Yeah, he just cares
Like,
about
it's-
one
it's-
thing.
Yeah, it's very weird. So it's kind of hard to really deal with.
Well,
it.
that's why I like
Anyway.
stuff like Ant-Man and the Wasp, because it might be a shitty film, but the story is so basic though that it's almost impossible to have many loopholes in it. So because of that, he likes it like the most out of most of the MCU
Well, that's the
films.
same with Morbius. He should love Morbius then.
Yeah,
He
he actually said
absolutely
it isn't
love it,
as
'cause it-
bad as people are saying.
Yeah,
I
no,
think it's
exactly.
bad. I don't think it's bad as Fan 4 Stick, but it's bad.
No, but he's right. Like when a film is that basic, you don't even have the ability to have plot holes.
And it's really boring.
It's so basic, that movie. God damn. I didn't even find it boring. I really found it wasn't so bad. It was good, but it was just a curiosity of how mediocre are you trying to make
The dialogue and the dialogue was so bad.
It was all right. It was.
I've got to show you some things that maybe you would feel differently about.
Maybe I'll have to rewatch it, but like, well, no, I don't have to rewatch it. But like, the thing, it's so painfully average. That's how I feel about it. It's just there's no surprises in the film. Nothing. But yeah.
Yeah, that film, Daniel, was awesome, but yeah, they definitely have not seen it, nor would people like Jaded see it or like it.
I haven't seen that movie. No, I haven't.
It's pretty awesome, but it's like a weird French body horror film, basically. Yeah, it's something that most of the panel would hate, but it was honestly
I like a lot of stuff, but that doesn't. I probably might not like.
It was honestly like a top 3 film of the year for me last year, Daniel.
Which one?
Titan or Titan, however you call it.
If it's some weird, I don't know. It depends on the body horror.
Have you seen the film Raw? That French film Raw?
No.
Okay, well, it's by the same director, but
it depends. I mean, there's things like the Antichrist, which I just think was absolutely atrocious. And then
really, I love the Antichrist.
Well, Antichrist is awful. It's a disgusting movie. But like, then there's things like that are body horror that I totally dig. Just depends. I mean, you're always taking a risk when you do that kind of shit. All right, I have to go. So, peace, guys. Love and respect. Widow, we're going to be doing something tomorrow? Or what
yes, over on SSJK.Sanctum's channel. We were going to be talking about the 5 top moments. I'm going to have 5 moments that Ray and I have picked, and from Moon Knight. And we're going to discuss those moments. And then we're going to have a conversation about Morbius. We're going to go over the leaks again from the Flash, and if there's anything else that breaks, we'll readjust. But for now, it's those 3. Hopefully there's some more to come, and we'll be doing that tomorrow.
You never know in this wonderful world. Okay, and Sean will be, I don't know, ice fishing in Vancouver, and yeah. Peace, guys.
Bye.
See you on the flip side. And of course, I love you 3000. Peace.